I cannot believe the footage that was released for WWE2k20 today. From the My Career mode of this game, featuring a group of bullies and a group of nerds in a high school setting. This game looks awful. It really does. The graphics look like a game that was coming from the PS2 era. A game that was made like 15, 16 years ago. These graphics are not good. The dialogue is fucking awful, from what I've heard from this clip. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on Twitter, because obviously I can't show it because copyright reasons, especially with WWE and 2K. They like to strike down a lot of shit. So go on Twitter and type in WWE 2K20 or whatever. It'll come up. There's one guy named Kenny on there. He posted 2 parts on Twitter of a scene in a high school lunchroom that I just described. This is awful. Folks, this is a game that's coming out in a week. 8 days to be exact, because it is Monday. The game releases on the 22nd, which is next Tuesday. And if this is the final product, this is not good. Does anybody remember when wrestling games used to not come out every year? Because I certainly do. And back then, the games did get noticeably better with every release when they came out every 2 years, every 2.5, maybe every 3 years. And remember too when the wrestling games were on different consoles and they were console exclusive. You had the Aki Corp games on the N64. You had the SmackDown games on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. You had the WrestleMania 18 and 19 games on the GameCube and the Day of Reckoning games on the GameCube. They all felt different. They all felt noticeably better with each release. Then you had the SmackDown vs. Raw series, and that's where the games started to release every single year. And that's when production of the games started to trend downhill. And they started to trend downhill because you don't have that much time to work on them. So how much can you possibly do in a year? Especially when the development teams behind these games have other games to work on within that year. 2K Games this year had their hands in their other sports titles, like NBA 2K20. They had their hands in remastering Borderlands, the original game from the PS3. They had their hands in making the Borderlands 2 DLC that came out during E3 this year, back in June, which they also used to hype up Borderlands 3. They also had their hands in making Borderlands 3, which was in itself a big game. And then you have the yearly wrestling games. And every year, these games don't seem much different than the last. And look at this game. I mean, the career mode, the Daniel Bryan career mode last year looked a hell of a lot better than this. I don't know what they did, but this is fucked up. And I can honestly say that the WWE dick riders on Twitter and YouTube and everywhere else are part of the problem. Because when you're going around insulting people who are not liking the product we're given, then you got the people that are saying, I'll buy this game no matter how bad it is. No matter how bad or good it is, I'll buy it. I'm going to buy it. Then you got somebody shitting on people for being negative because of how this game looks based on the footage we were shown today, or that got leaked on Twitter, whatever happened. I just woke up and saw it on Twitter. And I'm no Joe Cronin, I'm no JD from New York. I'm just a guy talking about video games. I'm not a wrestling channel. This is a wrestling game, so I feel I'm allowed to talk about it. This isn't good. People saying, you got this one guy saying how, oh, you know, you're being negative. I spent $90 on this, and all you people are being negative, and I still have to wait a week for it. Don't ruin it for me. Like, boo fucking who, dude? You chose to spend $90 for the deluxe edition of a game that looks like it's been outdated before it's even released. A game which I hear some of the other game modes are not present in the game. Some of the creation modes aren't present in the base release. But that's okay though, right? All you guys out there are going to buy this game no matter how good or bad it is. I can't remember the last time I spent full price on a wrestling game. Hell, I don't remember if I ever did. I know I used to get them for Christmas. I used to play them at my cousins' houses all the time. They got the N64 ones. I played No Mercy a lot because they had it. WrestleMania 2000 I played a lot because they had it. The WCW games on the N64 I played a lot because they had them. The SmackDown games I always usually got for Christmas. I did buy SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, but I don't remember if I bought it used or new. That was a long time ago. The SmackDown vs. Raw series I either always bought used or I just never played. I never played all of them. I could tell you right now I skipped some of them. Then I got GameFly in 2008, and that's when I started using GameFly for my wrestling games. And I did skip 2K15, which was the first time the WWE 2K branding was attached to the games. And in recent times, I have gotten 2K18 for Christmas, and last year I bought 2K19 on Black Friday for more than 50% off. Because let me tell you, if I'm looking at something like this and this is the product I'm being served, I'm not going to pay full price for a half-assed effort, that's for sure. I'd rather pay $28 and change over $64 any day. Or I'll just get it from Redbox, play it for about 3 or 4 days, and I'll have my fill until the next game comes out. Because I do not invest a lot of my time when it comes to these wrestling games, even though I do look forward to them every year. Because I'm a wrestling fan, and despite how shitty Raw and SmackDown are every week, within a 5-hour TV show, and I'm not talking about NXT, regardless of how not good the shows are, there's still a couple golden nuggets in a pile of shit. NXT is like being served dessert after being served 2 plates of shit from Friday and Monday. Then you get to Wednesday, and you get to sit at the cool kids table. You get to eat all the nice desserts, ice cream and cookies and all the shit you know you shouldn't be eating. But you feel like you deserve it because it's dessert. It's your dessert for the week when it comes to wrestling because you were served 2 plates of shit from Wednesday to Wednesday. And you feel like you deserve to eat some dessert. Maybe that's not the greatest analogy, but that's how I feel. The wrestling product is not very good right now, although I still watch it. WWE, I've been watching for 22 years, 22 and a half years now. I still play the games, and if anything, I could honestly say the dialogue is pretty fucking accurate when you compare it to the week-to-week TV shows. But honestly, looking at this, I think 2K games, you need a new engine for these games. This engine you're using is outdated. It's a buggy mess. Every year there are glitches beyond glitches, and it seems like you guys just never learn. It's ridiculous. It really is. And it's sad. Now again, go on Twitter, search WWE or WWE2k20. You'll see it. Oh, you will see it. But, yeah, guys, so that being said, welcome to episode 38 of the Game Corner podcast. I haven't done one of these in a little over a month. Just between not feeling too well and whatnot, and fighting with my neighbors again. That's always a yearly thing that seems to happen at some point. It's fucking ridiculous. But, yeah, here we are. So we got a few things to talk about today. First off, let me just say to follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I'd greatly appreciate it. Check out Erin Fitzgerald, the awesome voice actress. She just had a one-woman show in a sold-out venue yesterday. Don't know what the show is about, but from what I've been hearing, it was pretty good. Uh, she was happy that it went off without a hitch. It was sold out. A lot of her friends were there. Sounded like a good time. Speaking of Erin Fitzgerald, she has a Twitch team, which I am a part of. Twitch.tv/The Misfits. Again, all the information in the description down below. Our Twitch streaming team features a variety of content. We have 4 voice actors, including Erin Fitzgerald herself, Danielle McCrae, Kimlin Tran, and I don't remember the other one's name. I believe her last name is Bowiger. Let me look her up real quick. Bear with me. I want to look her up. I want to get her name right, or as close to right as possible. She's actually streaming right now. Her name is Corina Bowitger, or Bowitcher. I apologize if I butcher your name. So we have 4 voice actors. We have a couple of people who do art. We have the king of naughty cartoons himself. We have Zone Sama. Yes, we do. We have him. He's the king of porn. Cartoon porn, that is. But, yeah, I'm sure you know who he is. We have him. Then we just have a bunch of regulars like me. You know, Erin Fitzgerald's Discord mods, and some of her friends. And family. So, we have that. And the next time I explain the Twitch team, it'll be a lot shorter than this. But I just wanted to talk about it real quick. We've had the Twitch team for about a month now. And I've been having fun with it. You know, I've been streaming Gears 5, some Tetris 99, Borderlands 3. I'll be streaming more games going forward, obviously. So check all that out in the description box down below. That being said, guys, we got some Pokemon news and some PlayStation 5 news. And that's really all we have. Not a whole lot today. Pokemon news and PlayStation 5. Or PlayStation news in general, I guess you could say. But yeah, let's start with Mario Kart Tour, though. Mario Kart Tour had a new release, the Tokyo Tour, which added new tracks, including the Tokyo Tour track, Rainbow Road, the SNES version, which is fantastic, by the way. It's actually, it says the SNES version, but it's actually not the SNES version. It's actually the version from Mario Kart 8, made in the SNES style. Mario Circuit 2 from the SNES is in there as well. New drivers in the game include the Koopalings, Bowser Jr., Lakitu, Wario, and Rosalina. Mario Kart Tour has taken the new region with the Tokyo Tour event. Initially, the event was suggested a new Tokyo-inspired course, which there is some returning tracks, standard characters, and kart editions. And turns out a wealth of new drivers, as I've mentioned, and karts and gliders have appeared. On top of that, Super Mario Kart's Rainbow Road, Mario 64's Calamari Desert, and Mario Kart 7's Neo Bowser City. I don't like that track. Have all joined Tokyo Tour. I already listed off the new characters. And then, of course, there's a trailer for it if you haven't seen it already. Mario Kart Tour has been available since September 25th. The event will end on October 22nd. So, it's only going to be around for about a week and a half. Well, a little under 2 weeks. I guess that's not bad. Although the first one lasted a little longer than that. Despite what you think about Mario Kart Tour, I think this is actually a pretty fun mobile game. Speaking of mobile games, I'm going to talk to you about one I got bored with rather quickly. But yeah, people shitting all over Mario Kart Tour left and right. I get, the fake multiplayer aspect and whatnot, but you know what? It's a free-to-play game. People shitting all over it because of the microtransactions and the gacha style. It's a fucking mobile game. Free to play mobile game. That's how they're made. I don't know why you're complaining about that. It's fucking stupid. But yes, speaking of mobile games, here's one I got bored with rather quickly. The producer of Pokemon Masters addresses some issues and apologizes for the lack of content. Pokemon Masters producer Satoshi Sasaki released a producer's letter in Japanese for the current state of the game, including the fact that Tetsuya Iguchi will become co-producer of the game in order to fix the problems present in the game. So even mobile games get released broken, guys. That's kind of sad. Especially when they're free to play. I guess it's expected. Firstly, he apologized for three things: the slow speed at which bugs are dealt with, the little amount of content, and bad level design choices, as well as how long it's taken for him and the team to have released a statement. He organized the problems the team will address going forward into 4 categories: lack of content, rewards for playing aren't appealing, which they're not, bad level designs for various content for different levels of difficulty, the game is difficult to understand, it doesn't respond well. No, it does not. Finally, in terms of the overall direction, the team will try to make the game one where you'll be able to use the characters you like and raise up, as currently the game's harder battles forces players to choose their sync pairs based on their abilities rather than their favorites. More information on an update schedule released in the future, as well as the pace of story content and how rewards are designed. The game has been out now for about a month, a little over a month, since the end of August. It's not that good. I didn't expect it to be that good. But it's not what I expected. I mean, yeah, a lot of your favorite Pokemon trainers are in the game, like Misty and Flannery and Brock, Lieutenant Surge. And then, you have Blue, and you have Rosa, and you have, was her name Iris from Gen 5? You have a lot of those trainers and their respective Pokemon. You have Blaine and whatnot in the game. It's just... I played the game on and off a little bit for a week, and I just got bored with it. I played maybe an hour a day. I don't like it. It kind of sucks, to say the least. I don't understand. So, Death Stranding's a thing. Remember that game? I kind of do. It was first shown off in, 2017? E3, I believe? Death Stranding has announced a World Strand tour beginning October 30th, 2019 in Paris. Kojima Productions took to Twitter to reveal a Death Stranding World Tour. This will be a series of events held in different major cities around the world, all celebrating Hideo Kojima, the developer of Death Stranding, and will kick off October 30th, 2019 in Paris, France. So far, only 10 stops on the tour across the entire planet, that's not a whole lot, have been announced. Paris is first. From there, the official list is presented was London, Berlin, New York, San Francisco, Tokyo, Osaka, Singapore, Taipei, and Seoul, Korea. It is unknown if they will be visited in the order Kojima Productions announced. However, Kojima will apparently be present at every stop. I should fucking hope so, if it's something that's celebrating him. I would only imagine what it would be like to celebrate a guy who doesn't end up showing up. This comes after Kojima said on September 1st, 2019, that he'd like to do a launch event for Death Stranding. At the time, he said the last launch event he got to do was in 2010 for Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Perhaps the Death Stranding World Strand Tour will be Kojima Productions' means of holding launch events around the world. The game will launch November 8th, so I guess it makes sense why there's only going to be 10 dates. If it starts on the 30th, you have 2 days left in October, and you have technically you have the 1st of November, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. You have 10 days. I guess it's going to be one stop every day. I guess it makes sense, but it's really not much of a world tour when there's not parts of the world that you're including in this tour. You have France, you have the UK, you have Germany, you have 2 locations in the US, 2 locations in Japan, Singapore, and Taipei. That's it. Russia's not involved, Italy's not involved, Australia's not involved, Africa, though I don't know if they even play video games out there. Still, it's part of the world. New Zealand, that's another area that's not involved. Indonesia, the Philippines. I could keep going on and on. Oh, and Seoul, Korea. I forgot to mention them. So it seems like half the stops are going to be in Asia. Half the stops are in Asia. 2 in America. 3 in Europe. That's it. 3 continents out of the entire planet, guys. 3. Yeah, so if you're in any of those locations, I don't see an official list and exactly when they're going to be where, on what date. I'm sure that'll be announced sometime going forward. But if you're in those locations and you're interested in this game, it might be something worth checking out. So, the PS4, here's some PlayStation news for you. The PS4 officially removes Facebook support. This kind of sucks because I actually did use this quite a bit for a little while as a means of backing up, well, not backing up, but transferring over video files. Although Facebook does tend to butcher the content quality, so it's really not a good choice, but it was certainly a choice if that's the only option you had. While it wasn't mentioned with the PS4 System 7.0 update, as of October 7th, the PlayStation 4 ended its Facebook integration support, including share features such as posting gameplay, trophy activity, and screenshots. What does this mean? PlayStation 4 share features will remain the same, except Facebook will no longer be offered. As a destination to share screenshots, videos, music, trophy details, etc., users will no longer have the ability to link their Facebook accounts to their PlayStation Network account. That means friends list features such as adding friends from Facebook will be removed. Profile pictures imported from Facebook will no longer be used. We recommend selecting a new picture for PlayStation friends to identify you. There are multiple options for changing your profile picture on PS4 in the avatar settings. Spokesperson for Facebook provided the following statement to Kotaku, which is one of the worst gaming news sites out there. And I quote, "We're working with Sony to finalize an updated contract designed to improve the Facebook integration on PlayStation. While these discussions are in progress, Facebook features will be unavailable on PS4. We hope to bring these features back as soon as our teams reach agreement." So apparently this is all because a Facebook Sony PlayStation contract has expired and there are currently negotiations ongoing. To be honest, if it doesn't come back, I really don't care. I mean, yes, I've used it, but I didn't use it much. I could always go out and buy a USB drive if I need one. I do have one. I do tend to lose it often, but I do have one. So it's not the end of the world to me or to anyone if Facebook features do not return to the PlayStation consoles. PlayStation 5 was officially announced. I mean, we kind of knew it already. I mean, this is really not news, but here we go. Console will be coming out holiday 2020. Excuse me as I took a sip of water. We have new controller features announced, as well as a release window of holiday 2020. Sony Interactive Entertainment officially announced the next-gen console as the PlayStation 5. Launches holiday 2020. The PS5 will also feature a new controller with haptic technology and adaptive triggers. A message from Sony Interactive President CEO Jim Ryan, and I quote: This is actually quite long, so here we go. Since we originally unveiled our next-gen console in April, we know that there's been a lot of excitement and interest in hearing more about what the future of games will bring. Today, I'm proud to share. Of course, this is back on the 8th of October. Today, I'm proud to share that our next-gen console will be called PlayStation 5. No shit. And we'll be launching holiday 2020. Not exactly as obvious, but we kind of knew Sony wasn't going to let Xbox get another year ahead of them again, like they did with the last generation. Because to be honest, that was just pretty fucking stupid. Releasing the console for $600 was also really fucking stupid. These updates may not be a huge surprise, but we wanted to confirm them for our PlayStation fans as we start to reveal additional details about our visions for the next generation. Wired magazine covered these updates and more in a story that posted this morning. Again, this is from October 8th. Excuse me. Yikes. The more refers to something I'm quite excited about. A preview of the new controller that will ship with PS5. One of our goals with the next gen is to deepen the feeling of immersion when you play games, and we had the opportunity with our new controller to reimagine how the sense of touch can add to that immersion. To that end, there are two key innovations with the PlayStation 5's new controller. First, we're adapting haptic feedback to replace the rumble technology found in controllers since the 5th gen. With haptic technology, you truly feel a broader range of feedback. So crashing into a wall in a race car feels much different than making a tackle on the football field. You can even get a sense for a variety of features when running through fields of grass or pushing through mud. Or plodding through mud, whatever. Pushing through mud, same shit. The second innovation is something we call adaptive triggers, which have been incorporated into the trigger buttons L2 and R2. Developers can program the resistance of the triggers so that you feel the tactile sensation of drawing a bow and arrow or accelerating an off-road vehicle through rocky terrain. In combination with the haptics, this can produce a powerful experience that better simulates various actions. I'll hold my judgment until we actually experience it for ourselves. Game creators have started to receive early versions of the new controller. We can't wait to see where their imagination goes with these new features at their disposal. While there's much more to share about PS5 in the year ahead, we have plenty of blockbuster experiences coming your way on PS4, including Death Stranding, The Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. I'm sorry. I'd like to thank all PlayStation fans for continuing the journey with us as we embark on the future of games. So, there you have it. We still don't exactly know what the console looks like. I mean, we kind of have an idea based on the prototype dev kits that were leaked a few weeks ago online. But we don't know exactly if that's what the final design of the console is going to be. We don't exactly know how much it's going to be. I'm hoping it won't be more than $600. There are rumors floating around that it could be as much as $800, even $1,000. God help the gaming industry. Or I should say, God help PlayStation if it releases for anything above $600. My iPhone 11 was only $700. I don't think the PS5 will cost more than an iPhone 11. Alright, so let's go back. Let's finish this up with some Pokemon news. Galarian Ponyta was first revealed in that 24-hour bogus live stream. They showed various silhouettes and bits and pieces of the Pokemon before finally hearing and seeing it towards the end. Galarian Ponyta, we have some information on it. Galarian Ponyta's typing and some other details. It will be a psychic type, and I'll get into that in a minute. Its ability has been discerned. It's called Pastel Veil, and again, I'll get into that. Yes, this character has Pastel Veil, which protects itself and heals allies who are pulled in to replace it from the poison status. This is the second Galarian form exclusive Pokemon. The Surfetched, Farfetch'd evolution will only be found in Pokemon Sword. Oh, I see. Because Galarian wheezing and coughing and Galarian Zigzagoon and Obstagoon and whatnot, they'll be in both. So, Surfetched, the Farfetch'd evolution will only be in Sword. This one, Ponyta, will be in Pokemon Shield version. That kind of sucks because I wanted to play Sword. Well, fuck me. God damn. I wanted to play fucking Sword version. Shield is starting to sound like the better game to me. Son of a bitch. Well, to finish up the Ponyta news, the typing, as I mentioned, is a psychic type. Pastel availability, being exclusive to Pokemon Shield. Official Pokemon Sword and Shield website has been updated with even more details. Most notably, the version of the creature is a psychic type compared to the usual fire type. Galarian Ponyta is known as a unique horn Pokemon. Its ability can either be the new one or the familiar runaway ability, which allows it to always flee from battle. Here are the descriptions for the Galarian Ponyta. A change brought about by the life energy of the forests. Galarian Ponyta has been found in a certain forest of the Galar region. Since ancient times, it is said that they were exposed to the overflowing life energy of the forest over many generations. This is why their appearance became unique to this region. Behold their glistening mane. Galarian Ponytas can absorb the life energy of the surrounding atmosphere and store it in its mane. It seems that Ponyta's mane will become more colorful and even emit a sparkling glow if there's a lot of energy around it. So, this Pokemon, the Fire, if you want to call it Fire, which I guess with this version is now Life Energy, instead of the typical red and orange look on its head and tail and around its hooves, this one has a purplish pink color with some green and some very light yellow, kind of off-white color. Kind of like a cream color almost. It looks alright. Not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite Galarian reveal so far. I wanted to play Sword version though, so kind of a little upset that now I have to play Shield instead. The Pokemon is found in the forest called the Glimwood Tangle Forest. So that's pretty much all I have for the news this week, guys. That's all. Um, Until next time, I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, check out the Twitch team. Check out Erin Fitzgerald and myself. Follow us all. Subscribe to us all. We'd all greatly appreciate it. All the information in the description box down below. And until next time, guys, this has been episode 38 of the Game Corner Podcast. My name is The Rose, and I'll catch your ass down the road.
Mm-hmm.